What up, y'all? It's Bowman on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Thursday, August 13th, 2020, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or the iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Dwayne Johnson is the world's highest paid actor for a second consecutive year, according to the financial magazine Forbes. Johnson earned $87.5 million this year, with Ryan Reynolds following at number 2 with $71.5 million, Mark Wahlberg at number 3 with $58 million, Ben Affleck at number 4 with $55 million, and Vin Diesel at number 5 with $54 million. Rounding up the top tier are Akshay Kumar at number 6 with $48.5 million, Lin-Manuel Miranda at number 7 with $45.5 million, Will Smith at number 8 with $44.5 million, Adam Sandler at number 9 with $41 million, and Jackie Chan at number 10 with $40 million. Johnson topped the Forbes list in 2019, as well as raking in $89.4 million in pre-tax earnings. Michelle Pfeiffer's French Exit has been chosen as the closing night screening for the 2020 New York Film Festival. This will mark the world premiere of the Aziel Jacobs-helmed comedy, which features Pfeiffer as a down-on-her-luck socialite, Lucas Hedges as her son, and Tracy Letts as the voice of their cat. The adaptation of Patrick DeWitt's novel was filmed last fall in Montreal and in Paris. DeWitt penned the screenplay. The New York Film Festival director Eugene Hernandez said in a statement on Tuesday, "We've been watching New York filmmaker Aziel Jacobs for more than a decade, since his film Mama's Man screened in our new director's new film festival in 2008. Now we're honored that he'll make his New York Film Festival debut with the closing night selection French Exit, a tour de force collaboration with Michelle Pfeiffer that we can't wait to share with audiences in New York City and beyond." The 58th edition of the New York Film Festival, which is scheduled for September 25th through October 11th, will consist of mostly outdoor and virtual screenings in keeping with social distancing practices enacted to slow the spread of the coronavirus. Anthony Hopkins, Chloe Zhao, and Billionaire are set to be honored at the 2020 Toronto International Film Festival. Hopkins is set to receive the TIFF Tribute Actor Award, with Zhao receiving the TIFF Ebert Director Award and Nair with the Jeff Skoll Award for Impact Media. Kate Winslet is also to receive the TIFF Tribute Actor Award, the festival previously announced. Hopkins stars in The Father, which will be featured at the festival, along with Ammonite starring Winslet. Zhao's film No Man Lad and their miniseries A Suitable Boy are also part of the lineup. The Toronto International Film Festival will continue amid the COVID-19 pandemic with physical, socially distant screenings, with drive-ins and virtual options also available starting September 10th. The Babysitter Killer Queen is a sequel to the 2017 horror comedy film The Babysitter, is coming to Netflix in September. Netflix shared a premiere date September 10th and a first look photos for the movie Wednesday. Judah Lewis returns as Cole, and now a high school student, with Emily Allen Lynn as Cole's best friend Melanie, Robbie Amell, Bella Thorne, and Alex Baxter as cult members Max, Allison, and John. The picture shows Cole and Melanie holding hands in a car, and Max, Allison, and John standing in front of a bonfire. The Babysitter Killer Queen also features Hannah Mae Lee as Sonia, and Leslie Bibb and Ken Marino as Cole's parents. The film is directed by McGee, who also helmed the first film. The sequel takes place 2 years after The Babysitter, which ended with Cole defeating his babysitter B and her satanic cult. Netflix said in a synopsis, Cole's trying to forget his past and focus on surviving high school. But when old enemies unexpectedly return, Cole will once again have to outsmart the forces of evil. HBO Max is giving a glimpse of the new film Unpregnant. The streaming service shared a trailer and premiere date September 10th for the movie Wednesday. Lu Richardson plays Veronica, a high school student who discovers she's pregnant. She has asked her former best friend, Bailey, played by Barbie Ferreira, to accompany her on a road trip to an abortion clinic. The Preview shows Veronica and Bailey experiencing various challenges as they travel from Missouri to New Mexico. The pair rediscovered their friendship along the way. Unpregnant is based on a novel of the same name by Ted Kaplan and Jenny Hendricks, who wrote the screenplay. The movie is directed by Rachel E. Goldenberg and produced by Greg Berlanti, Eric Feig, and Sarah Schechtner. Richardson said in an interview with Entertainment Weekly this month that she hopes Unpregnant starts conversations about sex education and relationships. She says, "You want to invite people that support the decisions that Veronica made in the movie, but you want to also invite people that disagree or have a different belief or viewpoint." Ferreira says the film seeks to normalize abortions rather than portray them as traumatic. The actor said it normalizes the choices and the decisions that people have over their bodies. Richardson is known for the films The Edge of 17 and Split. Ferreira plays Kat Hernandez on the HBO series Euphoria. Orlando Bloom discussed how it feels to be an expected father and how he already loves his baby girl while appearing on The Tonight Show. Bloom and his fiancée Katy Perry are expecting their first child together, a baby girl. The actor is already a father to 9-year-old son Flynn, who he shares with ex-wife Miranda Kerr. Bloom told Fallon on Tuesday, "I'm so excited to have a little daddy's girl. I hope she's going to love me as much as I love her. But that daddy girl thing and that love of your life feeling, I think is right around the corner." Bloom in March also discusses joy at Perry's pregnancy. He said at the time, "This kind of joy isn't something you can put into words or really wrap your head around." Bloom stars in Retaliation, a film recently released onto digital platforms about an adult victim of childhood sexual abuse. Bloom told Fallon that part of the film was loosely based on the experiences of screenwriter Jeff Thompson. The Hollywood star noted how the script and film was sent to men's groups who dealt with childhood sexual abuse. Bloom says, "I felt this responsibility for not only Jeff to tell this story, but hopefully that there would be some kind of healing for men who saw this, because many of these organizations that I sent the script to said, please make this film." We Are Who We Are, the first TV series helmed by Call Me By Your Name and Supersia director Luca Guadagnino, is to air on the BBC. The 8-part drama, produced by Fremantle, is about 2 American kids who live on a U.S. military base in Italy. It stars Chloe Sevigny, Jack Dylan Grazer, Alice Braga, Jordan Christine Seaman, Spencer Moore II, Kid Cudi, Faith Alaba, Francesca Scorsese, Ben Taylor, Corey Knight, Tom Mercier, and Sebastiano Pigizzi. Guadagnino said in a press release Tuesday, "With We Are Who We Are, we attempt to portray the here and now, 2 families, few generations, and many exciting people. To see the world from their perspective, it is what I am delighted to start to share with the UK audiences. To do so thanks to the prestigious and remarkable BBC is an accomplishment and a soothing encouragement." No premiere date has been announced yet for the British broadcaster. It will debut in the United States on HBO and HBO Max on September 14th. Kelly Ripa and her husband Mark Consuelos are developing a drama series for Hulu based on author Silvia Moreno Garcia's horror novel Mexican Gothic. Ripa and Consuelos Melo Joho Productions, which acquired the rights to adapt the novel, is collaborating with ABC Signature on the series, Deadline reported. The married couple are executive producing along with Moreno Garcia and Albert Bellancini of Mojito Productions. Consuelo confirmed on Twitter that he is developing a Mexican Gothic series. The book, published in June, follows Naomi Tobaboda, who heads to a distant house in the Mexican countryside after receiving a letter from her newlywed cousin asking for help. Ripa said in his statement, "We feel like we hit the literary jackpot and cannot wait to bring Sylvia's gorgeous writing to life together with Hulu." Moreno Garcia says, "I'm excited to see the novel come to life and to meet the talented, diverse cast and crew members that will take us on this journey." Moreno Garcia is also known for penning Gods of Jade and Shade. Clark Gregg and Ming-Na Wen of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. bid farewell to the series on Good Morning America Wednesday ahead of the Marvel show's series finale. Wen said when asked about saying goodbye to her character Agent Melinda May. It's tough. It's like losing a part of yourself and losing a good friend. Greg said about his character, Agent Phil Coulson, this is a character who was killed off in the Avengers, and there was a fan movement called Coulson Lives, which I was completely moved by. People at ABC and Marvel listened, and the show only exists because we have that incredible fan base. The actor continued, between the family we have on the show and that family of the fans, it's been really one of the greatest experiences that I've ever had. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will ended its 7th-season run Wednesday at 9 p.m. with a 2-hour finale. The series, which was born out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, followed the adventures of S.H.I.E.L.D. as they fought to protect Earth. Chloe Bennett, Elizabeth Henstridge, Ian de Castecker, Henry Simmons, Natalia Cordova-Buckley, and Jeff Ward also starred on the series. Seth MacFarlane is adapting the World War II epic The Winds of War as a limited series. MacFarlane and Seth Fisher will co-write and executive produce the series for Universal Content Productions and NBC Universal Production Company. The new series is based on Herman Wouk's novel The Winds of War and War and Remembrance. The Winds of War follows an American family's turbulent voyage across the continents in years during World War II. The show will be MacFarlane's first project with UCP since his Fuzzy Door production company signed a $200 million deal with NBC Universal in January. MacFarlane said in a statement, "I can't think of more of an exciting project with which to launch my creative partnership with UCP than Herman Wouk's The Winds of War. I've been a devoted fan of Wouk's World War II epics for decades, and its depiction of small-scale human endurance in the face of large-scale global upheaval has never been more relevant than it is today." Erica Huggins of Fuzzy Door Productions will co-executive produce. UCP President Don Olmsted said, "We're thrilled to announce The Winds of War and Remembrance as the first of many projects we're developing with Fuzzy Door. This is an epic story of valor, perseverance, survival, and family that will be told through a current lens. UCP will shop the series to broadcast and cable networks along with streaming services." MacFarlane is known for creating the animated series Family Guy and American Dad, and for writing, directing, and starring in the film Ted. The Baby, a new dark comedy horror series, is coming to HBO. The network said in a press release Wednesday that it gave a series order to the show co-created by Cyan Robbins Grace and Lucy Gamer. HBO is co-producing the series with Sky. The pair previously collaborated on the limited series Chernobyl. The Baby follows Natasha, a 38-year-old woman who has a baby unexpectedly come into her life. The Baby twists Natasha's life into a horror show with its controlling, manipulative powers. HBO describes The Baby as a terrifying and darkly comic series that gleefully deconstructs the joy of motherhood. Robin Grace and Gamer said in a joint statement, "With The Baby, we want to explore the powerful anxiety around the question of whether or not to have children, the ambivalence of not knowing, the bafflement of everyone's uncertainty, and the suspicion that the whole thing is one millennia-long scam." HBO programming EVP Amy Gravett said The Baby, quote, "gives voice to all the women who just don't know." Gravett says Cyan and Lucy's exploration of motherhood is as funny and resonant as it is twisted. The Baby's first season will consist of 8 episodes and filmed in the UK in 2021. The series is produced by Sister and Proverbial Pictures, where Robbins Grace, Jane Featherstone, Carolyn Strauss, Naomi DePere, Kate Carpenter as executive producers. CBS has renewed its reality competition series Tough as Nails for a second season. Host and creator Paul Keegan made the announcement on Twitter Wednesday, where he thanked the cast and crew of the show. Keegan said, "Tough as Nails is a show that honors the hardworking men and women of America who keep this country running. The series features a group of hardworking contestants who take part in a number of challenges that test strength, endurance, agility, and mental toughness. Contestants are eliminated until a final winner is crowned. Those who are eliminated can still compete in teams challenges to win the prize." Tough as Nails premiered in July. The 2-hour season finale will air September 2nd at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CBS and CBS All Access. Thom Sherman, the Senior Vice President of Programming at CBS Entertainment, said in a statement, "Tough as Nails stands out with its unique look and positive, heartfelt, competitive spirit that showcases the strength, grit, and determination of remarkable, hard-working men and women. Under Phil Coggan's deft touch, The series has lived up to its name as a real summer workhorse for us, and we look forward to a second season with another extraordinary group of competitors. The tiny chef of social media and YouTube fame is getting a new series that will air on Nickelodeon. The network has given a series order to the Tiny Chef show, a working title. The project comes from Imagine Kids Plus Family and Nickelodeon Animation Studios. The Tiny Chef, created by Rachel Larson, Uzi Aturk, and Adam Reed, is a 6.5-inch tall stop-motion animated character who makes plant-based dishes. The character was introduced on Instagram in 2018 and has developed a following. The series will premiere on Nickelodeon's preschool platforms in the United States as well as Nickelodeon and Nick Jr. stations internationally. Imagine Entertainment's chairman Ron Howard and Brian Grazer are executive producing, along with Imagine Kids Plus Family president Stephanie Spieber, Kristen Bell, Morgan Sackett, and Larson, Aturk, and Reed for Tiny Chef Productions. Howard and Grazer said in a joint statement, "We have worked with some of the biggest stars in the business, and we could not be more excited to also now work with the tiniest. The chef and his team have created a vibrant, inclusive, and community-based world, and we at Imagine are thrilled to share it with audiences big and small." Apple TV Plus has given the green lit to a new animated series based on the classic children's novel Harriet the Spy by Louise Fishhue. Beanie Feldstein will voice Harriet, an independent 11-year-old girl who wants to be a writer. Harriet, who lives in 1960s New York, thinks to achieve her goal, she needs to know everything to do so. She needs to be a spy. Jane Lynch will voice Ollie Golly, Harriet's no-nonsense nanny, and Lacey Chabert will voice Marlon, the leader of a group of popular girls at Harriet's school. Harriet the Spy hails from the Jim Henson Company and Rehab Entertainment. The series will be the first animated adaptation of the novel. Will McRobb is writing and executive producing. Sidney Clifton is producing. Lisa Henson and Haley Stanford are executive producing on behalf of the Jim Henson Company, and John W. Hyde and Teresa Kelton are executive producing for Rehab Entertainment. Apple has partnered with the Jim Henson Company before on Apple's original series Fraggle Rock Rock On and the upcoming reboot of Fraggle Rock. Nickelodeon previously adapted Harriet the Spy into a live-action movie in 1996 that starred Michelle Trachtenberg and Rosie O'Donnell. The Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom, a new docuseries about the creatures of Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park, is coming to Disney+. Disney announced in a press release Wednesday that the 8-episode series will premiere September 25th on Disney+. The docuseries, which hails from National Geographic, will be narrated by Frozen star Josh Gad. Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom centers on the more than 300 species and 5,000 animals of Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park and the seas with Nemo and friends at Epcot and their caretakers. The series will give a behind-the-scenes look at animal care and operations at the park. It will also introduce viewers to different areas and animals at the parks, including Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, featuring the baby gorilla Grace, and the Tiger Temple, featuring the Sumatran tigers Anala and Sonhi. Gad said in a statement, "Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom captures the spirit of these two world-famous parks and its animals and ushers that feeling directly into viewers' living rooms. Each episode will get to know these animals intimately and are immersed in the magic of Disney, and it's been a joy giving voice to this ultimate adventure." The series was filmed over 5 months and used custom-built GoPro enclosures, 18-foot cranes, underwater camera systems, and other technologies to capture footage. Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom also highlights the park's conservation efforts. Diana, a new musical, a stage production about Britain's Princess Diana, will stream on Netflix prior to its Broadway debut. Producers confirmed Wednesday that a specifically filmed version of the musical will premiere on Netflix before the production's opening night on Broadway. The show's official Twitter account says the news is out at Diana on Broadway is coming to Netflix. Diana began previews March 2nd and was scheduled to open March 31st at the Longacre Theater in New York, but was shut down due to the coronavirus pandemic. The musical will now open May 25th, 2021. The original Broadway cast includes Gina DeWalt as Diana, Ro Hartranft as Prince Charles, Aaron Davey as Camilla Parker Bowles, and Judy Kay as Queen Elizabeth II. Will record the film version without an audience at the Long Acre in September. Christopher Ashley is directing the musical featuring a book, music, and lyrics by Joe Petrillo and David Bryant. Lead producer Beth Williams, Frank Marshall, and the Arca Group said in a joint statement, "We speak for the entire company when we say that we couldn't be more excited to be finally able to share our show with theaters lovers everywhere. Producers are working with the Actors Equity Association on COVID-19 health and safety protocols." AEA Executive Director Mary McCall said that the association has approved a safety plan. She said, "Now comes the hard part, taking a safety plan from the page and putting it into practice. The work to provide the safest workplace possible in the environment will require everyone to work together, from the employer to every employee." The Broadway League announced in June that Broadway will remain closed throughout the remainder of 2020 due to the health crisis. Emma Corrin, who will play Diana in Season 4 of the Netflix series The Crown. In addition, Twilight actress Kristen Stewart will portray Diana in the new film Spencer. Viola Davis bought herself a special gift for her 55th birthday. The actress, who celebrated her birthday Tuesday, said on Instagram that she purchased the house where she was born, which is located on a former slave plantation. Davis shared a photo of the house in St. Matthews, South Carolina. She captioned the post, "The above is the house where I was born August 11, 1965. It is the birthplace of my story. Today, on my 55th year of life, I own it, all of it." Davis also included a Cherokee birth blessing. She, quote, "May you long live enough to know why you were born." Actors Taraji P. Henson, Halle Berry, and Octavia Spencer were among those to wish Davis a happy birthday. The house was part of Davis's grandmother's farm on the former Singleton plantation. Davis, who was raised in Rhode Island, shared memories of living in St. Matthews during a 2016 episode of the Just Cagle interview. The actress said, "I wasn't on it long because I was the fifth child, and so we moved soon after I was born. I mean, I went back to visit briefly, but still not aware of the history." She also said, "I think I read one slave narrative to someone who was on that plantation, which was horrific. 160 acres of land, and my grandfather was a sharecropper. My grandmother's house was a one-room shack." Davis says the house lacked, quote, running water and had an outhouse for a bathroom, but recalled how her family found joy in life despite their, quote, decimated environment. She says, "But my mom says that the day I was born, all of my aunts and uncles were in the house. Everyone was drinking and laughing and having fun." Davis is known for playing Annalise Keating on the ABC series How to Get Away with Murder, which ended in May after 6 seasons. She will play singer Ma Rainey in the forthcoming Netflix film Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Sumner Redstone, who turned a family-owned chain of drive-in movie theaters into a major U.S. media empire, has died at the age of 97, his company said. Redstone, who was formerly executive chairman of CBS and Viacom, died on Tuesday. National Amusement said in a statement, "It is with great sadness that we announce the passing of Sumner M. Redstone, self-made businessman, philanthropist, and World War II veteran who built one of the largest collections of media assets in the world." Through his company, Redstone controlled 80% of the voting stock of Viacom and CBS. His net worth was estimated at $3 billion in May. Viacom CBS CEO and President Bob Bakish said in a statement, "He was a force of nature and fierce competitor who leaves behind a profound legacy in both business and philanthropy. We will remember Sumner for his unparalleled passion to win, his endless intellectual curiosity, and his complete dedication to the company." In the 50s and 60s, Redstone built National Amusements into a theater chain with dozens of screens and eventually moved into film and television production at 20th Century Fox, Columbia Pictures, and Paramount. Redstone was Viacom's chairman from 1987 to 2016 and acquired media properties such as BT, Blockbuster Entertainment, DreamWorks, SKG. He also engineered the $40 billion merger between Viacom and the CBS television network in 2000. The companies later split in 2006, with Redstone serving as an executive chairman for CBS until 2016. In December, Viacom and CBS merged once again. Redstone's final years were marked by accusations of mental deficiencies and legal battles between family members and others with a stake in inheriting his business empire and personal wealth. Among those involved in legal actions were Sherry Redstone, his daughter and chairman of Viacom CBS, and granddaughter Kiernan Redstone. Three men connected to R. Kelly have been arrested and charged with attempting to influence the testimony of victims in a racketeering case against the R&B singer through harassment, intimidation, bribery, and threats, federal prosecutors said Wednesday. The prosecution named the defendants Richard Arlene Jr., 31 of Dalton, Illinois, Donnell Russell, 45 of Chicago, and Michael Williams, 37 of Valdosta, Georgia. The charges were unsealed Tuesday in a federal Brooklyn courtroom. Acting U.S. Attorney Sept DeCherm said in a statement, the defendants are separately charged with engaging in multiple crimes that were intended to undermine and subvert the integrity of the criminal justice system and victimize the women who have come forward with serious allegations of criminal conduct against the defendant Kelly. Efforts to illegally influence pending federal cases, whether through threats of violence, intimidation, damage to properties, or payments to buy a potential witness silence, will not be tolerated. Steve Greenberg, an attorney for Kelly, denied that the client had anything to do with the alleged attempts to interfere with the victim's testimony. Greenberg tweeted, "We just learned of the charging of several so-called associates of R. Kelly. Without question, Robert Kelly has nothing to do with any of these alleged acts by those charged. He hasn't attempted to intimidate anyone or encourage anyone else to do so. No involvement whatsoever." Kelly has been surrounded by allegations of sexual impropriety for decades, which came to a head early last year following the airing of Surviving R. Kelly, a docuseries that included interviews with women who said they had been they were in abusive sexual relationships with the singer. Last July, Kelly was charged with racketeering, kidnapping, forced labor, and sexual exploitation of a child by New York prosecutors for recruiting women and girls at his concerts to engage in sexual activity, among other illegal accusations. Prosecutors on Wednesday said the three men attempted to influence women involved in that case. Homeland Security Investigation Special Agent in charge, Peter F. Fitzhugh, said the men charged today allegedly have shown that there is no line they will not cross to help Kelly avoid these consequences of his alleged crimes, even if it means re-victimizing his accusers. These acts are not only fly in the face of human decency, they insult the very rule of law. According to a complaint, Arlene Jr., who is a self-proclaimed longtime friend of Kelly, attempted from January to June to pay a victim cooperating with the prosecution in the racketeering case $500,000 for her silence. The complaint states that Arlene Jr. has communicated with Kelly since his incarceration. Arlene Jr. was arrested in Dalton, the Justice Department said. Russell, who described himself as a manager, advisor, and friend to Kelly, threatened a victim in the case via mail, the phone, and the internet to reveal her sexual history and exploit photographs of her if she did not withdraw her civil lawsuit against the singer, prosecutors said. The complaint states that he attempted to harass and intimidate the victim's mother. Williams, a relative of the former publicist to Kelly, set fire to a vehicle parked outside a Florida residence of an alleged victim in the Kelly case, prosecutors said, adding that investigators found cell phone records, surveillance footage, toll records, and photographs that show Williams had driven from Georgia to the Florida residency. The Justice Department said in a release, Williams also performed internet inquiries about the detonation properties of fertilizer and diesel fuel, witness intimidation and witness tampering, in countries that do not have extradition with the United States. And finally, country music icons Dean Dillon, Marty Stewart, and Hank Williams Jr. are set to be inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame's website said new members elected annually by a panel of industry executives chosen by the Country Music Association are inducted formally during the medallion ceremony, part of the annual reunion of Country Music Hall of Fame members hosted by the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. On that celebrated and private occasion, members of that August body joined the members-elect, their families, friends, and business associates to welcome the new class of honorees into their midst. Dillon is recognized in the songwriting category, while Stewart will be honored as a modern era artist, and Williams Jr. is being tried in the Veterans Era Artist category. Williams, whose 27-year-old daughter, Catherine Williams Dunning, died in a car crash June, said in a statement about his Hall of Fame induction on Wednesday, "It's a bright spot during a difficult year. I've been making top 10 records for 56 years. I fell off a mountain and tried to reinvent myself as a truly individual artist and one who stepped out of the shadows of a very famous man, one of the greatest. I've got to thank all my rowdy friends who year after year still show up to me. It's an honor to carry on this family tradition." Williams Jr. is the son of the late Hank Williams Sr., who was among the Hall of Fame's first group of inductees in 1961. He died in 1953 at the age of 29. And as the entertainment report for Thursday, August 13, 2020, I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.